Angela Kogan, really excited to have you here. I feel like there's a lot of conversations that you and I can have that I can't really have with many other people in the world. And
Correct.
I feel like you have a lot of unique perspectives. And I'm really excited to drop in. And just to provide everyone watching and listening a little context, a couple months ago, we were at an event together.
Correct.
And I believe you laid eyes on me and you just kind of froze. And I caught you looking at me and I was like, damn, like that woman's beautiful. Let's connect. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Right.
And then we've kind of just been in touch since. I think you're absolutely incredible what you're doing, like your ambition, your drive, your beauty, your Judaism, your faith. I think it's all absolutely incredible. So I'm really excited to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
And since you want to tell everybody the tea, yes, we met at the Nova Festival exhibit.
Yeah.
It was about, 2 months ago, I think?
Yeah. It's crazy how
Yeah.
fast time goes.
Yeah, and we locked eyes, and someone told me to come say hi.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And look at us now.
I know, we podcasting together. This is pretty cool. And
is.
usually when I have people on the podcast, like I've known them longer. So this is unique for me as well, because we're going to be kind of getting to know you and know each other during this conversation that's getting videoed and documented, which I think is dope.
It is super dope.
So who is Angela Kogan? Like, what's your elevator pitch?
Wow. who is
Beyond the surface
Angela?
level.
It's a great question. Well, the shell is entrepreneur, a mother, strong woman, single mom. Those are the hats that I'm wearing. Business owner. That's who I am.
I just found out about the single mom thing
Yeah.
10 minutes ago.
Correct.
And it's so interesting. I feel like there's so many women navigating that journey right now. And I can't even imagine running a successful business like you are and having 2 children that you have full-time custody of.
Yeah.
How do you approach that, and how are you able to wear all of those hats and show up in a powerful way?
Oh my God. And I don't even know. I don't know. There are some days I just sit on the couch eating cookies with my kids and I'm just like, you did good today, Angela. You know, just one of those days, but it's hard. It's a challenge every single day, but I wake up every day and I'm ready. I'm ready to take over. You know?
What do you think is the biggest challenge so far being a mom? Like, is it, I know I have a lot of moms in our community and like they talk about mom guilt, like this constant.
Being present.
Yeah, like this constant.
100%.
Being present's the biggest challenge.
It's the biggest challenge. Being present, being there. You know, I'm a dad, I'm a mom. You know, I play both roles. So it's extreme. It gets very, very challenging. I break down, I will get up, you know. And my kids make sure to challenge me too. They're very unique little humans and I love them.
How old are they?
My daughter just turned 15, so she's a teenager. So can you
wow.
imagine what I'm going through?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and my son is 10.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
They're like grown.
Yeah, and my daughter is like incredibly intelligent. She can eat you, me, and everybody else in this room alive.
Interesting.
She's in high school taking college classes, so that tells you she's far ahead. And my son is just the kindest, sweetest little boy ever.
And how do you approach raising your kids in 2025? You know, obviously it's a little different than when we were growing up, and
Right.
they have these supercomputers, limitless access to whatever information they want.
Yeah.
Right. And I see so many kids these days just like observing, and it almost seems like parents use devices as distractions to just keep their kids busy so they don't actually have to do the work.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of it as well. Absolutely. I have used technology to, you know, while I'm busy doing my work, you know, let them do their thing on the computers to distract them. So I'm there, but I'm not really there. So that's where it goes back to being present,
Yeah.
really present. It's hard. It's really, really hard. Technology have changed a lot of things for the good and the bad. Let's say it this way.
Yeah.
But I do make sure to take the time to take them on trips where we don't use phones. We go hiking. We do different trips. That's my time with them.
Nice, getting out in nature.
Absolutely.
I think actually one of the most underappreciated things, I'm not a parent yet, but like, I think something that a lot of parents don't take into consideration is like the best thing that you can do for your child is chase your dreams, is pursue your passions, pursue your purpose, because they're going to witness that and they're going to be inspired. They're going to be like, yo, damn, like mom is just relentless. She is so committed. I'm so inspired by the way she shows up. So even in those moments where it feels like you might not be the best mom or the most present mom, I guarantee they're just being a sponge, and they're probably absorbing your energy and your work ethic and your values. And I know that's the case, me witnessing my dad growing up. Like, he was just waking up 5 a.m. every single day, doing his workout, going to work 14 hours, coming back, like bringing my mom flowers, being present for dinner. And I'm like, yo, this man is like on a different level.
Right.
So I think that's also something to consider. I think they're probably really inspired by you.
Yeah, in a way. But there's some stuff that I've done not the best way, I guess, that did not show them the best example. You know, different things like getting divorced, being a single mom. You know, I wish I was able to show them something that I was witness to. I grew up with a mom and dad. You know, my dad brought flowers to my mom every Friday. You know, so I did wish I was able to give them that, you know, like a healthy relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's also a gift in that too, though.
Yeah, like they saw the strength, but they also witnessed stuff that kids shouldn't be witnessed, you know, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think, you know, a lot of people these days talk about white privilege, right? Especially as a man. It's like, you're a white man, like your life is easy. And sure, there might be truths to that, right? But I think the ultimate privilege in 2025 is being born to two parents that love you and that love each other. And you get to be in that environment and that energy, and you get that nurturing energy from your mom. And then you get that like discipline and that tough love from your dad, right? And I think for me, at least, that was really beneficial having that.
Yeah.
And I do think there's a lack of masculine leadership today. Like, the amount of single moms that I meet is fucking insane. Like, where are the dads, bro? I'm like blown away by this shit. And this is honestly why I think it's so important for everyone, but especially men, to like do the inner work.
Right.
And like do some of this healing work, because listen, I understand relationships are complex and there's always two people involved, right? Nobody's perfect. But at the same time, it's like, yo, step the fuck up. How are there so many single moms? How are there so many children right now being raised in single family households without a loving man and that grounding masculine energy to like really guide them and mentor them through this human experience? It's crazy to me.
And the problem with like my case personally I'm sharing is that he, for example, blame his past about it, you know, and I don't like people who play the victim, you know, because I can play the victim, you know, in many scenarios, and I don't do that. Yeah. So for you to blame like, oh, I did not grow up with a father, or my mom was, you know, this way towards me, like, it's just, no, you know, you chose to have a kid, you should step up. Figure out, like you said, do the work, you know, get some therapy, do whatever you need to do to be a good dad. Yeah. That's what matters.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And here I am being all this masculine woman.
Yeah. Well,
that we talked about.
Yeah. So obviously raising your kids by yourself, running a successful business by yourself, like so much energy, focus, drive goes towards that, right? And that's amazing, because all of that helped you create what you've created up until now.
Correct. And one thing I would say about myself, I'm very resilient. So even like the medspa industry also changed a lot. Back in the day, only doctors were able to own medspas. Yeah, and me and my mom actually were the first women immigrants, you know, like came to the United States and decided to open a medspa, and we figured out a way to do that. So even when I would go to conferences, we'll be almost the only women there. You know, being in a room, a bunch of doctor male, most of them were male. Now it changed a lot, of course, with the years. But yeah, we were like the only women. We were not doctors. We were immigrants. You know, people always looked down at us. And now when they see our practice, which we have 8,000 square foot place in Sunny Isles and another location, they're like, they can't believe it. And even doctors themselves, I remember hearing doctors talking like negative about me or like downgrading, like, oh, Angela is nobody. Yeah, but this nobody's hiring doctors, so you can get a job.
Yo, I fucking love that. That's like, has that energy been a big driving force for you? Kind of like, I'm going to prove them wrong. It's like, there's a little bit of like anger and like, yo, like I'm going to show you.
I think so in a way, but I think I always I'm a Leo, I always have that fire in me. I'm ready.
Yeah.
And, I came to the United States when I was 16. And I knew like, I'm not coming here to fuck around. Like I'm here to take over. I'm here to do something major in my life.
You came from Israel, right?
Yes. Came here at 16 by myself on my 16th birthday, actually, bought myself a ticket and came here.
That's fucking lit. Yo, can we just take a moment to appreciate Angela's bling, her Jewish star.
My bling bling.
Usually I come into the room and like I got the most pretty one. And yours is like really a close second. So I just want to acknowledge you. And I think going back to the whole idea of being a victim.
Yeah.
Right? This is one of the things that I love about the Jewish people, right? Because the Jewish people literally have every single reason to play the victim.
Amen.
To blame other people. Like literally for thousands of years, we could blame the Egyptians. We could blame the Nazis. We could blame Hamas. We could blame everyone for all of the hate, all of the exile, all of the murder, whatever. But no, the Jewish people choose to be resilient. They choose to persevere. And that's a big reason why the Jewish people, despite being only 0.2% of the world's population, have 22% of the Nobel Prize winners. Over 20% of the wealthiest people in the world are Jewish. And there's a reason for that. It's because there's this no bullshit, no victim mentality that we have where it's like, despite all of the darkness, we're going to continue to find the light and persevere and keep fighting and keep showing up in the most powerful way. And that's what I love. One of the things I love about being Jewish and connecting with other Jews.
100%.
Yeah.
It's something in, I don't know, in our blood or I don't know. I can't even explain it. So I love that too.
Yeah. So going back to this journey of you going through the whole divorce process. And by the way, actually, one other perspective shift, right, is like, yes, ideally, it would be amazing for your kids to witness like a happy mom and dad that love each other. And if you guys, because there's a lot of marriages and they try to stay together for the kids, even though they fucking hate each other and it's super toxic. Mm-hmm. And I think it's actually much healthier at that point for the parents to just separate and not put the kids through that pain of witnessing this constant fighting and toxic energy all the time.
Right.
So like, yes, divorce is not ideal, but I do think it's a much better solution than staying together in a relationship that is just continuing to spiral downwards.
So yeah, in the beginning, I did stay because of the kids, because I did wanted to keep the structure, have a family. But there was a point that I just understood that it's not healthy for them or for me. It was too, which is very interesting because a lot of people look at me from the outside and they see like this strong, powerful woman, so masculine. And to find out that I was in an abusive relationship for so many years, not even my mom knew. Nobody knew about it. So when I finally had the courage to speak about it and be out, and basically talk about it, it was a couple years after I got divorced. It wasn't even immediate. Like I had to actually do some inside work, to really like understand, what happened to me, what I just went through, why I went through and why I chose to stay for so long, Yeah. Was
it mostly physical or was it like
it was, that's the funny thing, because I had a conversation about it with my best friend. We really dived in and I told her the physical wasn't as painful as the mental. He was both. I got both. I had so much fun. Just kidding. But, the physical end up, scars go away, black eyes go away. But the mental abuse, that's what really stays with you for a long, long time. I actually think the mental abuse is it's harder to get rid of, to mentally get out of than the physical. Not that they both equally bad, but the mental is hard.
Yeah. And that was happening for years or?
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah.
It's crazy, right? How I was just reading this morning. It's it's interesting how so many people will stay in an abusive relationship, right? It's kind of crazy because the human brain is designed to keep us safe. So you would think, oh my gosh, I'm in this abusive relationship. I'm going to run away. This is unsafe. But there reaches a point where you become so used to this behavior, you become so comfortable with the discomfort of getting abused that this has actually become your new program, your new normal is this abusive relationship. So you don't want to leave because then it's like leaving the known and stepping into the unknown in this uncertainty. Oh my gosh, what if I actually went to a relationship that was happy and healthy? I don't know. Does that exist? I think I'm going to stay here because I know what to expect.
Yes and no. What I endured, for example, what I experienced was him telling me that I'm not worthy, that I'm ugly, that I'm this, that I'm that, and that was every single day. And when somebody tells you every single day you're not worthy of anything, you're not good enough for anybody, you think, okay, this guy holds me, so he thinks I'm good enough, even though I'm not good enough. And that's what you stay. That's why you stay, because you feel like, okay,
Wow.
Yeah.
So was that psychological abuse one of the things that caused you to actually get into the med spa world and explore different surgeries and stuff, or no?
Not at all. No, I fell in love with beauty, and I always been a girly girl since I was since forever. So at 16, when I came to America and I was trying to figure out my way, I was in high school and they put me in ESOL class. Funny enough, I don't speak Spanish, so they didn't know what to do with me. And I started going to a beauty school as well. I was waitressing. I was doing 100 things, 100 different jobs, and I was going to a beauty school. So I became a laser tech, an esthetician, because that was my passion always.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. I always had a passion for beauty and, making people feel good. And, that was always my thing.
Okay, cool. And now you're deep into the med spa world. You've seen a lot of shit, right? Can you just... I know there's this idea of client privacy, right? And I totally respect that. So I don't want you to be in a position where you're compromising any trust or anything. But can you just maybe name drop some of the people that have come into your med spa?
No, I'm not going to name drop. You can see it on Instagram.
Okay.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
What we do serve a lot of celebrities. We have celebrities they post, some celebrities that, we keep their privacy, so we don't tell nobody. We are in an extremely upscale, building. There's a lot of security. So, it's very private as well. But yeah, we have a lot of celebrities, a lot of influencers, a lot of, big time people coming to us.
Can you share one story that's kind of crazy? I know there's the 50 Cent one. But
yeah, I'm not talking about that for sure.
Okay. Is there any story that you're willing to share?
Not connected to celebrity, but I feel like we should have had a reality TV show for sure at the spa. We see so many crazy things from different players bringing their wives and side chicks and the other chicks. And, we have to book their appointments, different timing. From penis enlargements, a woman, a wife will bring her husband, be like, you need this. Wow, we have so much fun stuff over there. That's for sure.
Okay, so you've seen...
Also botched work we see all the time, unfortunately.
Botched, people who have gotten surgeries and then they come to you to fix them?
Correct.
What's the most common fucked up surgery?
Oh, BBLs.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's crazy that...
Yeah, it's just
okay,
crazy.
can we actually let's talk about this, all right?
Let's talk
about
about it.
this. All right, let's talk about this. Because, you know, breast implants are one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's genetic. Like, there's no exercise that you can do to grow your breasts. You
Correct.
can't naturally go from like a B cup to a D cup, right? But this whole BBL, like this whole craze of women getting fake asses blows me away. It doesn't make sense to me because, first of all, there's so many exercises that you can do naturally. Squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts to grow your glutes.
But that's not true.
It is true. You can grow your glutes naturally, and you should want to do that because your glutes are the biggest muscle in the human body. They help stabilize the core, stabilize the spine. So like for women to get BBLs, I just think it's a little ridiculous. I've personally never seen one that actually looks good. And I'll finish by saying right there. I think it's crazy. Like, I don't know that we've normalized that. That's just my perspective.
So you are talking about extreme cases. I'll show you girls on my page right now that we have done. You would have you would never know they had BBL done. We call it the skinny BBL or the athletic look. You would think she was in the gym. And there are some women, they look like SpongeBobs, you know, like they're very square, no ass. Yes, they can work out, and maybe they'll grow something over there, but their shape, it's also genetic. You do understand that.
Oh yeah, I understand genetics plays a role, but at the same time, like, fuck, if I was a slave to my genetics, then I would have dementia. I would have like high blood pressure.
Well,
I would have ADHD.
You're more privileged. Men lose weight faster than women.
Okay.
Men don't endure the different changes that we do after giving birth, after weight gain, weight
Fair.
loss, collagen loss. We have
Fair.
so many other things that we have to deal with that you don't.
Fair, okay, but I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Most of the women who are getting BBL surgeries, are they actually like physically active and working out?
Some, yes.
Some, yes.
Absolutely, yes.
And what exactly are you doing during that procedure? Are you guys pulling fat from other parts of the body?
Correct.
Okay.
So, like, say, for example, I'll show you. We had this beautiful girl, gorgeous girl, but yeah, her genetics, she looks a little like a SpongeBob, very square,
Okay.
no booty. So we sculpted her abdomen, so the waist is more in. But it looks super natural. I'll show you. You'll be amazed. You would never know. You see her on the street right now, you would never think she had surgery.
Okay, but
I
now you're
promise.
talking about not just a BBL, you're talking about sculpting your abs?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, listen, I'm honestly not one to judge. Like, do whatever the fuck you want to your own body as long as it's not causing harm to anyone else. But now we're talking about like, okay, to make a better looking aesthetic ass, I'm going to pull fat here and I'm going to make your core look better and more toned. It's just like, for me, it's all just fucking shortcuts and instant gratification and magic pills. It's exactly like taking Ozempic to lose weight rather than actually hitting the gym consistently and fucking changing your lifestyle and nutrition. It's just, for me, cool.
Ooh, this conversation about to get spicy.
It's
I'm about to go in on you.
Okay, listen, that's my thoughts on it. Like I said, I think obviously you know more about these procedures.
Correct.
And I'm not saying like never to fucking do them. I'm just saying like before you do them, hey, is there anything I can do with my life? I think lifestyle should always be the first thing we address, even before taking mushrooms or microdosing. It's like, what are you eating? Right? What's your morning routine like?
We do. Every single person who comes in my door and gets surgery, we recommend them working out. We recommend them eating healthy because here's the thing. I can get liposuction in my abdomen, let's say. What happened is you remove these fat cells, but if I keep eating my pizza and pasta, guess what's going to happen? My arms and my legs are going to be 10 times bigger because the fat has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's why we always encourage our patients. This is great. We're going to do the surgery. You're going to look incredible. However, if you don't stick with a diet, if you don't work out, you're going to ruin your results. We constantly say that. Absolutely. Health is wealth. 100%.
How many people would you say adhere to those advice?
So no, you'd be surprised. Also, the shift of Ozempic, it gives a lot of people kickstart to lose their weight. And even with Ozempic, which we offer, which I personally was on it, and I love that drug, to be completely honest, it helped me lose weight. But you need to understand, if you're not working out while you're on Ozempic, you will lose your muscle weight as well, which is very, very important to keep working out, be eating healthy. Those medications are to help you, but you cannot abuse them either. So, it's a different type of mentality when you talk to somebody in my office. We'll guide you to do better. Yes, we'll do the surgery. Yes, we'll do the Ozempic or whatever it is. But at the end, you do need to exercise. You do need to eat healthy. I do agree about that.
Okay. Oh, I like it. I like the spice. I'm
yeah.
ready for this shit, Angela.
Oh, I'm being nice to you right now.
No,
trust me.
I don't want you to be nice. Be as fucking malicious as you want.
No, because you're a man. You have good genetics. I can see you. I saw you. I saw you almost half naked. So yes, you are more blessed than other people.
Okay.
But
let's talk about that.
And yes, you do put the work. I'm not saying you not.
Yeah.
But for me, for example, I had 2 kids. I don't even have to eat a cookie, and I just need to smell it, and I'll gain 5 pounds. You understand?
Yeah.
It's a little difference between me and you.
No judgment, by the way. Like, whatever you're doing, please just keep doing it. It's absolutely amazing.
I work out a lot. Thank you.
And what I will say, though, is like the people who say like, oh yeah, it's easy for you. You have good genes or a fast metabolism. Yo, if you see me when I was 16 years old, like, I was the most pale, skinny fucking kid in the world. Like, literally, you would see my ribs.
Babe.
You would see my ribs in every picture. It was disgusting. I couldn't gain weight. And I know that's a good problem to have, right?
Correct.
But I've literally worked out almost every single day for the last 17 years of my life, been super intentional with my nutrition. Like, I've put in the fucking work, like the work. So everything you see now is just a reflection of the 17 years. And I think it's another problem with the society we live in today and social media. It's like, it's a highlight reel, right? So like, it's literally, we get praised in public for what we do in private. Does that make sense? So you see that person crushing it on their podcast, crushing it with their physique, their body, crushing it in their business. And you're like, wow, you're fucking amazing. Like, you got lucky, or it must have been easy for you. You didn't see the fucking 17 years of grinding. You didn't see the 12 years of just 18-hour work days. And I think people need to have more perspective on what's actually happening behind the scenes for people who have actually created success in different areas of their life, whether it's business, health, family. Like, this shit takes work.
Absolutely, and I condone you for being so open on social media, because I have struggled. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I show people what I want to show them on social media. I don't show my kids as often. I don't display a lot of different things. I just don't. I don't know. You're very open, so good for you.
Well, I think it's also very different. Like that's also like a very, like, if I have kids, when I have kids, I think like being a dad and like being an amazing dad and husband is actually a huge part of my purpose. So it's definitely something I'm going to want to show and share. And like, we live in a crazy world. So I don't know, like, do you blur out the face of your kids? Like, especially being Jewish, especially having people who like know who you are, you definitely have to be careful. I think people honestly will use their kids. Not a lot of people, but I definitely know some people who like almost leverage their kids for their personal brand. And it's like, look at me, like I'm such a like an amazing dad or amazing husband. But like, I've actually seen some of these people and like talked to people close to them, and it's the complete opposite oftentimes. And it's interesting how that works.
Exactly. I'd rather be a good mom in real life,
Facts.
And it's hard. Like, and we talk about Judaism, but when the whole October 7 happened, my son, for example, he wears the Star David. And it's crazy because he goes to school in Aventura, which is a lot of Jewish people, a lot of, Israelis. And they had an incident that one of the teachers over there, which is no longer in that school, called all the Jewish kids to sit in the back and told all the rest of the kids that they're bad and they're disgusting. And he was 9 at the time.
Really?
So,
Was
you
this
know,
at Aces? Where was this at?
no, I'm not. It wasn't up into our waterways.
Got it.
Yeah. So that was crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's honestly, man, wow, it's crazy. I think that's an interesting story. I didn't hear about that. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Going back to what we were speaking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, social media and you,
Yes.
right? I was asking you before we started. It's interesting how many, like I'm very fortunate. I have amazing friends, amazing network. I have a lot of very attractive female friends. And some of them have really big social media followings, and like most of the stuff that they're posting is like very surface level. It's like their physical beauty, and there's nothing wrong with that at all, right? And because I actually know these people, I know these girls, like they have so much more depth and so much more to offer the world, and I can actually see that
They're being very shallow or very on social media.
exactly, and I can see that they actually want to get out of that loop, but so much of their self-worth and identity is attached to their physical beauty. So it's like, oh shit, what if I just post a video of me in a hoodie and I'm just like speaking truth, or I'm actually sharing my heart, or I'm sharing my opinions, right? Yeah. And you're opening yourself up for this criticism and judgment. And what I've learned in my journey is like, as a personal trainer in my past life, right? So much of my self-worth was attached to my physical body. It was like being jacked, having a six pack, right? And I found myself scared to actually share other parts of myself because so much of my self-worth and identity was attached to this. And then, you know, for me, that's where plant medicine and ayahuasca played a big role, where I went to Peru. I had this experience with ayahuasca, and it became very clear to me that I was just so much more beyond this physical body. And I had so much more value, wisdom, and gifts to share with the world. And yeah, I think everyone has that. Like everyone has something deeper within themselves to offer the world, but oftentimes we're just too scared to go beyond the surface.
Well, absolutely. But I feel like for you, it's different. Of course, you're a speaker, you know, you're a motivator. For me, it's more, I guess, because of what happened to me, you know, in my past. When I treat my clients, it's a different type of connection. You know, I help them look good on the outside, but I also talk to them about the inside. You know, there is, it's just different type of healing than what you do.
Yeah.
You know, and yes, when you do look good, you feel good at the end of the day. So, you know, so I do have women, they had 5 kids and their boobs were sagging to the floor, you know, and we lift them babies up and now she can wear a bikini, you know. I have women who told me I haven't worn a bikini in 14, 15 years, you know, and now they can. And their confidence are coming back. They feel good about themselves. Their husband liked them. You know, they enjoy each other better now because the women feel more confident. And also the guys. We have guys who get you know, their penis enhanced. And they boost their ego, they boost their confidence, everything.
No, it's real. Like
absolutely
that's really important work. So I definitely don't want to discount like that story of the mom, right? Who didn't wear a bikini for 14 or 15 years, and like now she has this newfound confidence. That's incredible.
Correct.
That's super important.
And she couldn't get that in the gym, Jeremy.
No, yeah,
that's
keep
correct.
It real. That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
And she couldn't have a flat stomach going to the gym either because she had all this loose skin from having 4 children.
Yeah. And honestly, you know, I've talked before, and I have multiple friends who I think I've mentioned this to you. Like I have multiple girlfriends who have gotten explants because they got super sick. And they were trying to discover what the root cause was. And after all things got checked, they discovered that it was actually the breast implants.
That's real.
That caused their illness. And after they got them removed, literally, they just felt 1 million times better. So hearing those stories made me think like, wow, so many women are getting breast implants. Like, this is fucking dangerous. And I know it's not always dangerous, but I'm definitely compassionate towards lacking confidence and just like physically, like you said, like pregnancy, like a man will never understand that. There's so many things. I was going to ask you too, with if you could maybe estimate a percentage, right?
Okay.
What percentage of your patients would you say genuinely become happier after they get a surgery or procedure?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I want to say 70%.
That's amazing.
70%.
That's a pretty high percentage.
Yeah. And I kind of try to, we always have consultations with the patients before. When it comes to surgery, that's a big thing. If we're talking about like more non-invasive procedures like skincare, body contour and things like that, that's more non-invasive. So that's something that's not like a dramatic change. Yes and no, because if you're talking about skincare and, some girl was suffering from acne for so many years and now she can be makeup free and be happy, that's major for her. But when we talk about surgery, we do have a consultation. And if we sense that the person has something that even after getting surgeries, he's not going to be happy or her, we do try to recommend them different things. Because sometimes it's just, some people just don't become happy, even when they do surgery. That's the truth.
Yeah. And that's another thing I feel like...
because that's the inside. It's not even an outside anymore.
Yeah. And it becomes almost like this thing where it's just like nonstop chasing the next thing.
Yes.
It's like, okay, girl comes in.
And my surgeon, actually, he denied it some women.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that you
100%.
guys are actually having the deeper conversations. That makes me really happy to hear because, some of the things that I've witnessed personally, because I see a lot of shit, right? I have like crazy conversations, whether it's like in my DMs or just in real life. People open up to me about like some really deep shit. And I see it all the time. Like girl is 19, 20, 23, insecure, gets breast implants. Problem solved, right? All of a sudden, now she's going to be happy. Wrong. Then 6 months later, it's like, my
Now
nose,
what
my
next?
lips, right? Like what's next? And what's unfortunate is like that girl oftentimes is so beautiful. If only she could see it, right? But it's also the beauty standards that we're living in now in 2025.
100%.
Like I have so much compassion for women because the beauty standards that are being pushed on women in today's day and age are ridiculous. They're unattainable. And it's like just insane, like what's being pushed out to young girls. It's like the message, you're never enough. You're never pretty enough.
Correct.
You need this thing. You need this surgery, this skincare product, this bra, this type of hair product. It's like never ending. And then with AI, you see all of these images that aren't even real people.
Oh, 100%. I'm guilty for filters and all of that. And it's crazy because I work in this industry, so I always like looking like, oh my God, should I do this? I catch myself sometimes too, like, wow, should I do my nose? I have this beautiful Jewish nose, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Like, yeah, I catch myself all the time. It's true. Society and also social media, it's a lot. It gets a lot. It gets very heavy, especially on women, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. There's almost like, there's this, I don't know, there's something so sexy about seeing a woman in her 40s, in her 50s, that is just like so beautiful and radiant. And I think oftentimes like women are trying to really avoid aging. Like, no, I hit 30, no, I hit 40. But when I see a woman who's in her 40s and 50s and 60s, who's like just embraced it fully, there's
Because
something
they're
so,
confident.
there's something so sexy and magnetic about that energy. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, she's in a space of like full acceptance and confidence. And I feel like you can almost see that physically because it's radiating off of them energetically,
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
See, we agree on something.
Yeah. No, we agree on a lot. I think we agree on a lot, actually. We agree on a lot.
Yeah, but confidence definitely comes from the inside.
Are you ready to feel limitless in 2025? I'm talking limitless physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, financially. This is your sign to try out microdosing for 30 days. We have a very special opportunity for podcast listeners. You can get started for only $222. This includes the medicine being shipped to you, the highest quality, fair trade, organic, sustainably sourced microdoses in the world at your doorstep. And you also get access to live group coaching calls with me, our private community. This is your sign to take ownership of your life in 2025. If you're ready, hit the link in the description, and I can't wait to see you on the inside. This is cool. This kind of segues to like, just, I would love to know some of your dating experiences in Miami and
Oh my God.
some of those. But what's interesting is like, we live in Miami.
Right.
There is definitely no shortage of pretty people, both men and women, you know? And what I've learned in my experience, I've been in South Florida for almost 10 years at this point. And what I've realized is like beauty opens the door, but your mind, your depth, your soul is what keeps that door open. And that's really what I want to help people tap into is like, you're so much more than just your physical body. Like you are this divine soul that has so much divinity just overflowing if you actually allow yourself to dive deeper and explore those different parts of yourself, right? So you, I feel like, are such a rare commodity because you have the external beauty and then you also have the inner beauty and the confidence, the ambition, the values. And I think that is really important. Like, I think that is a big part of your next path, wherever that goes, is like really empowering the feminine to step into all of these areas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Dating in Miami.
Were you impressed by that compliment? You weren't expecting those nice words, were you?
That was nice of you. Thank you.
I know. I think I caught you blushing.
It's only
a little.
because I gave you a compliment earlier.
See, this is what happened. By the way, let's talk about this. Love languages.
Yes.
This is actually such a point of contention. I feel like one of the most valuable things that you can do in a relationship early on is find out each other's love languages. Mm-hmm. And 99% of men, their love language is
words,
physical touch or words of affirmation. Okay? Women, oftentimes, it can be those things as well, but it's more like quality time, gifts, etc.
Yeah.
But it's really important to understand how we receive love and how we give love, because then we can create more alignment and more synergy in our relationship. And oftentimes, I'm guilty of this, by the way, like 6 months down the road dating someone, and I realize, oh my God, our love languages are completely different. And I've been trying to give you love the way that I like to receive love. But you're not really receiving it because that's not a priority for you. Right? And it's so crazy how like something so simple can make such a big impact, you know? So yeah, anyways, I thought I'd share. What's your love language?
I think it's physical touch for sure, and actions. You know, just how you say that?
I think it's acts of service.
Yeah, exactly, acts of service. I think those are my two.
The flowers, that would have been a big one for you, huh?
Exactly.
I fucked up.
I fucked up.
It's all good. I got something in my back pocket.
Yeah.
That's much better than flowers, Angela.
What is it? Chocolates.
No, I mean you have a sex chocolate right there. No, it's much. Come on now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Roses, chocolates, it's all beautiful, but it's also played out a little bit.
But why you say it's played out? It's not played out. That's
Okay.
like old school love. That's what most women, I think, crave. You know.
Yeah.
You know, not that you give me roses. That's what a lot of guys now, they have that kind of energy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Very
What
feminine.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Yo, I actually witnessed this 2 nights ago. I was out to eat and the check came for this man and woman that were sitting across from me, right? Yeah. And I saw them split the bill. And I was like, yo, I literally wanted to get out of my seat and tell this dude, you are a fucking pussy, bro. Like straight up. No, because, listen, I don't know their situation. I don't know, maybe they're like friends, but it's crazy. Like, I don't think a man should ever split the bill with a woman. Like the first date, the second date, the third date. Like, bro, come on, get your life together so you're in position to actually treat your woman to a meal and she doesn't have to worry about paying for it. Like, I do think that is one role that the masculine needs to play, is that ability to just like provide and support financially, where it's like, yo, the woman can just chill and surrender. Not that she doesn't have to work.
Jeremy, I wish.
Not that you don't have to work. What if we split the bill that first dinner we went on? Could you imagine?
No, Jeremy, that would be... No, you know what I would have done if you asked me to split the bill?
What?
Just to fuck with you, I would have paid the whole thing by myself and walked off.
Damn.
Yeah, that would have been my move.
Well, here's one more thing, and then we'll go to your dating stories.
Great. I'm excited.
We'll go to your dating stories because this also happens in Miami. So for me, I've realized, and I think actually a lot of men feel the same way, we really appreciate being appreciated. And I know that might sound insignificant, but like even just our partner, a woman, saying like, you know what?
What do you do to be appreciated?
You know what? Like, I really appreciate you taking me to dinner. I really appreciate the way that you show up every day and work so hard to make an impact in the world. Like, those words actually mean so much to a man. Like, there's no better feeling than your partner, your woman, acknowledging and appreciating and fully seeing you. Like, truly. And I think a lot of women underestimate that. Like, that shit really impacts men in a powerful way when they feel fully seen and appreciated. And what I see in a place like Miami is like an attractive girl like you who's gone on yachts, bottle service. You've had all the experiences, right?
Yeah.
From like the wealthiest dudes in Miami. You become numb to it. It's the law of familiarity. It's like if you wake up staring at the ocean every day, eventually you don't really appreciate it.
Yeah, you have expectations now of, you know, what's supposed to be normal, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can take you to a nice dinner, pick up the check, whatever. And like oftentimes a girl won't even say thank you.
But
or
I think it's where
appreciate
you catch a woman, you know, where
Right.
she is mentally and, you know, where's her head is. Because I would love right now a picnic. Take me
Yeah.
on a picnic, I'll be so happy.
Yeah, because you've had all the nice shit, right?
Yeah.
What's like, wait, can we actually talk about that? Okay, so now like I really would like for you to share stories openly. Okay. These aren't clients. You don't have to mention names. I want to know like the craziest shit that a dude in Miami has given you, offered you on a date or on an experience. Like, share some of them.
Oh my God, I don't want to do that because I like him.
No, but just like one or two. You like him, or?
Yeah, I actually really like him.
Okay, so what is it?
But it's not because of the money.
Okay, so what is it? I want to know.
Why do I like him?
No, I want to know about what the experience was.
Oh my God, Jeremy, why you gotta put me on the spot?
He's not gonna see
hot
this.
now. Yeah, he watched podcasts and shit.
Yeah, he's not gonna watch this. Don't worry.
Okay.
And no one's gonna know. Like,
I had a
literally.
guy spend $22,000 on me the second date.
What was the date?
We went to eat and then we went shopping. Second date.
Was this recently?
No.
Okay. Well, this is, and by the way, it's totally fine if it was, but you see, right? You see how crazy that is. It's like, oh my gosh, like this is what's so ridiculous. You can see the male perspective on that though. Like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna be enough. I'm never gonna be able to offer this woman enough. She literally got a dude dropping over 20K on her the second date, buying her the Louis, the Gucci, the Rolly. Like, that's some crazy shit. And that's like,
but I think that's like Miami, you know, because I heard girls, they got more, you know, like they had guys spend more than that on them, you know.
Wild.
But that's not the Miami dating so much, I would say. When we talk about like, okay, what is your experience with Miami dating, like Miami guys, because he's not from Miami, it's been so whack.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like it's, in my case personally, like You know, like you gave me compliment. Thank you. I'm an impressive woman, you know, got my shit together. And I think guys get hyped up. You know, in the beginning, they're like, oh my gosh, she looks like a good girl. She got it going on. And then they go out on a date with me and they're like, oh, she's rough around the edges, or she's more than that. She requires things. They don't like that. That's when I feel like they start backing up. Like, okay, she actually has standards. She actually requires time. She actually requires this, respect, whatever it is. And they start to not like me like that. It's very interesting. And I seen it. I seen a couple of times. And I even had a conversation with a guy and he's like, look, I just feel like I want somebody that won't ask me questions, and you will.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
what I'll say about that is, like, I definitely think I can see how men would be, like, intimidated by you,
Yeah.
because especially if they haven't done a lot of work within themselves. I mean, you're kind of intimidating.
I know. I get that all the time. And I'm such a little puppy inside.
You know, I had to, like, really prep myself mentally.
I'll put my, like, claws away.
I had to really prepare myself
But what
mentally.
is that intimidating so much? Like, I would love to know, because I heard that over and over years and years.
It's not even, listen, it really comes down to, like, your own insecurities and your own stories and limiting beliefs, right? Like, when for example, right? It's like, if I know, like, man, this girl, like, she's cool, she seems amazing, she's Jewish, right? Whatever. And, dude, this guy just, like, fucking took her out and just dropped 20K. It's like what am
Okay,
no, I'm not even saying this specifically about you, but
Okay.
I'm like in my head, I'm like, yo, bro, like, what chance do I even have? Like, I can have all of the other things, right? But it's like, well, shit. Like, if that's the game I'm playing, I ain't trying to play this game. I got no shot at winning. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but Jeremy, me and you went on a date.
Right.
We put it out there right now.
Yeah.
So, okay, and you asked me to go on a date.
Right.
Okay.
I asked you to go to, yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So, you were not intimidated by me then? Or
No,
you were?
I'm still not intimidated by you.
I
Because
thought
I
you
actually,
said you are.
no, I said I can see how a man would be.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because, like, you have a very powerful presence, you're successful, you're beautiful, etc.
But wouldn't that motivate somebody instead of intimidate them?
It's all about the mindset and where that person's at. Like, for sure. Like, that's why I wanted to connect with you, whether it led to something, like, romantically awesome. If it didn't, I was like, regardless, I felt like you're a really amazing person that I wanted in my life. That was my perspective.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, that was kind of how I saw you and approached
But
you.
I also feel like people waste time a lot with different people nowadays. Like, they waste time.
For sure.
Like,
I mean,
and I don't really understand why, you know?
Listen, have you studied any Kabbalah?
I did, but I did more the religious aspect of it.
Okay. This is actually interesting. I was going to talk to Mark about this because, like, it's so true. Most men spend their time chasing women rather than chasing their purpose. And the funny thing about that is, a woman who's actually evolved and healed is most attracted to a man who's connected to his purpose. So actually, the best way to attract a woman that you desire is to actually be a man on a mission. And unfortunately, so many dudes are just a slave to instant gratification in the form of dating apps, cheap hookups, porn, etc. And that's just unfortunately become part of the society we live in, right? And that's
Right.
why we have so many men who aren't really men in
But women
2025.
too. Women too. They,
For
instead
sure.
of chasing their own purpose, they chasing a wealthy man,
For sure.
you know?
Yeah, and it's an interesting it's interesting because man, I sometimes think, like, what would I be like if I was a woman? Like, would I be one of these girls who's
A
just
beautiful one.
like, what's that?
A beautiful one.
I'm like, what would I do though? Would I be like, yo, trying to find, like, the wealthy dude and trying to, like, kind of latch onto that energy? And to be honest, I probably would when I'm younger. Like, I probably if you're if you're an attractive girl and a dude just offers you an experience and you don't think he's a creepy dude, you actually think he's like somewhat normal and nice. And he offers you like a crazy experience, a yacht, club, a trip to the Bahamas, fucking a 20K shopping spree, whatever. It's like, fuck. Okay, yes. And then hopefully you get through that stage of your life where it's like, all right, I had those experiences. Awesome. Now let me actually focus on something that feels more aligned for the long term.
Correct. And I think with my situation personally is because I have kids. I do, and it's not because I don't have the time or the will at the moment to build a man.
Yeah.
That's my thing, you know? So yes, I do require for you, I'm not asking you to be a billionaire, you know, but if you're on the same level as me and we can maybe build from there, cool. But I can't raise no man.
For sure.
Especially not on our age.
Yeah, no,
You
you shouldn't
know?
have to. I was actually, here's the thing. It's a very, it's interesting as the trajectory and timeline of men and women are very different. And I know this might trigger someone, and I know this might upset people, this might trigger people, but the timeline of men and women are very different. Women are typically in their primes in their 20s, right? That's when
agree.
listen, that's when their stock is highest. I'm not saying this is my opinion. I'm saying this is society, okay? Women's stock is highest in their 20s. Men's prime is like 35 to 50. That's when a man is actually like starting to create that success, that momentum. He's starting to build confidence, right? He's starting to actually step into his power. So you have a woman who's in her prime in her 20s, a man 30s and 40s, even in the 50s. It's a very different dynamic. So the reason I'm sharing that is because I have some friends who are like super, you know, they're really amazing guys. They're successful, they're good looking, and they're like in their early 40s and they're single, they've never been married. I definitely don't want to be that guy. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And when I talk to them and I experience kind of their energy, it's like they have an abundance of opportunities, and like it's just being very intentional about who you actually pick to do life with. That's the most important decision that we're ever going to make, especially as a man, I feel like. And I know, like, here's the thing though. So there's this idea of like limitless options in some areas, but then there's this idea that I have so much clarity on. I will never reach my potential until I'm actually in a sacred union with a woman. I'm just scratching the surface. I know when I'm in that sacred relationship with a woman and we build that connection and we start our family, I'm going to elevate to levels that I didn't even know existed. So I'm actually super excited for whenever that time happens, because I recognize that right now I'm doing cool things. I'm becoming a better version of myself every day, but being with a partner that actually sees me fully and pushes me to be even more is going to take shit to the next level.
But I think that happens when you have experiences with that person.
Yeah.
You get to see their character, you know, what they're bringing to the table, you know, so you can't expect right away to get with somebody and they're like, "Ooh, I'm going to motivate you."
No,
you
of
know?
course.
You have to go through some stuff with people.
Of course. It's a journey. Like my boy that I was with on the pod yesterday, he's been on such a journey with his wife. I mean, he met her when she was 18. Now she's 29. And like he's gone through. So like it's a journey.
Everything, yeah. By the way, I did wanted to add that it's interesting that we talked about, you know, social media, standards, men, women. When I first started the business here in Miami, I'm talking about the Miami location, our ratio for women clientele and men clientele was like, women was like 80% and men were like 20. Now it's 50-50.
Wow.
So men have, also have their insecurities, also have their issues or things they're willing to be open and talk about. Like, I'm not happy with this. I go to the gym, but this is not enough, And men get plastic surgery, they get injectables, they get everything.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to you about that procedure.
Oh, yeah.
Like the facial thing. So we'll talk about that more.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. We'll talk about it more. I'm not sure on the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless you really want to. Unless you really want to.
We don't have to. It's up to you.
Yeah, but no, I mean, at the end of the day, it really is like, I think your approach to everything is the way you need to do it, like the more holistic approach. Because oftentimes, like I said, like you see people, they do things, it's in and out, it's very transactional. And just by having this change done, yeah, it's probably going to make you happier, more confident for a couple of weeks, but is that actually going to sustain over a long period of time?
Right.
That's what it's about. So what do you feel called to talk about? Like, I've kind of just dominated this conversation because I feel like you just...
I let you.
Yeah.
I allowed it.
You submitted. It was great. It was beautiful to witness. Beautiful to witness.
Yeah, so it's interesting because as much as I'm in, this industry of plastics and, life in plastic is fantastic. I will say that's something I think me and you can connect on, that I am extremely connected to God. I might not be, dressing up like very religious. I might not do this, but all my friends know, like every Friday I light up the candles. I take a moment and I wouldn't be here or anywhere without him. So I have this very, very special connection to God.
Has that been most of your life?
Yes. All
It's
my
beautiful.
life. I just knew that I'm connected.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I always knew I was protected and connected, 100%.
Yeah. That's been a beautiful journey. We can definitely talk about. And I actually love that, by the way. Okay, so this is also a challenge, right? And challenge is also just my perception. It's my hallucination. It's my story. But the amount, okay, like, let's say I made the commitment, I'm going to marry a Jewish woman, right? Jewish, really passionate about health, wellness, fitness, etc. And she's also spiritual, because there's a lot of people that are religious, but they're not spiritual.
Am I checking all the boxes right now? Just
Potentially. So, but in all seriousness, like, I love that multi-dimensional aspect of you. I think it's amazing because
Thank you.
ideally, like with the way I am in my lifestyle and just the way that I want to live my life, if it's someone who's super religious and like, and it's like, there might be some attraction, but like she can't even really wear a bikini at the beach. Like,
Yeah.
it's a little too much for me.
Right.
So like you can imagine, like the pool
It
is
gets narrow.
shrinking. It's
Yeah.
narrow. What's also interesting, so are you committed to marrying a Jew?
My ex-husband wasn't Jewish.
He wasn't Jewish.
No.
And that's why he's your ex-husband. That
Well,
piece of shit.
that too, besides the fact he was a piece of shit. But yeah, definitely I tried dating Israelis and Jewish people now. I realized that it's big.
Was
It
the
is.
guy that was the shopping spree Jewish?
No.
Wow. You're about to get into this other relationship with this fucking non-Jew. Didn't you learn your lesson the first time, Angela?
Wow. Why you have to be that way? I already have my kids. My kids are Jewish, okay? I did my dues.
Do you want to have more or no?
I don't know. I did not have a good experience. I mean, I love my kids. They're my blessings. They're amazing, but I did not have a good experience.
Like the
if that
perfect
makes
experience?
sense. Yes. Not the perfect experience. I wasn't in the relationship with the right person to
Even
have
when-
kids with.
Let me ask you something. Well, you guys never got married, actually.
Yeah.
Were the
Thank God.
kids intentional?
The first one, yes. The second one, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So
I was unintentional, by the way, and I feel like we all have a special bond, like the kids who were born
Unintentionally.
Exactly. My parents were 43 when they had me, and like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they were just having a good time, and they definitely were not expecting to get pregnant with me.
Surprise, surprise.
Exactly. So growing up, my brother
Yeah.
would call me the mistake. And
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
but it's all good. It's
Yeah.
all good because honestly, I really truly feel like I'm a miracle child. And what's crazy is when I was 9 months old, my intestines got knotted and
Okay.
and I had to get this emergency procedure. And they literally thought there's a bigger chance that I wouldn't survive it. And thank goodness, obviously, my dad found like the best doctor, did it, survived. But I'm a fucking miracle child. But at the same time, we're all fucking miracles.
We are. We made it.
Every single human being right now, if you're watching this video, you are literally a fucking miracle. Like the fact that you simply exist as a human being is a miracle. The fact that you were the lucky sperm that beat all the other million sperms and found and latched onto that egg and somehow, some way fought through for 9 months to evolve into a human?
Yeah.
What? 400 trillion to 1. Those are the chances of you being born a human being.
And here we are here.
Like, holy shit. Sometimes I just got to remind myself if I'm feeling down or depressed, I'm like, dog, you're a fucking champion, bro. You beat all those other sperm. You're a legend. You're a winner. You're a swimmer.
There you go, Jeremy.
You know, I get myself fired up. But I'm not going to say I'm disappointed to hear this guy's non-Jewish because, listen, it's your life. And,
It's hard. I mean, we do live in America. We hear, there's so many people, great people, even if they're not Jewish, they're amazing. So it's hard.
Yeah.
And our community is limited too, like you said. The pool is very narrow.
It's funny because I feel like it's so much more limited for men. Like I'll go to an event, like
no,
for instance.
I have a list. I have a group chat of so many women like looking for a Jewish man.
But again, it comes back to what time do you need to bounce?
What time is it?
It's 11:57.
11:57. So like at 12.
12, 3 minutes? Nah, like 12:05.
Okay, 12.
All right, we got shit to talk about.
Oh
We're
my
just getting
God.
fucking started. This has been
We
amazing.
are.
Okay, but it goes back to the conversation of like primes,
Yeah.
right?
So you want me to
anyways.
be very honest with you?
Yeah.
So I had tried to date some Israelis and they're all been assholes. And then all the American Jews just been lame.
Really?
So help me.
No, but honestly, your experience with me, even though we haven't known each other for long, would you consider me lame?
No, you're not lame. But I think you're too busy, too much into yourself, like right now you're on your phone, disrespectful.
No, I was checking the time because I
Yeah,
know you need
you
to.
already checked the time. You already told me.
No, I was turning the
See?
thing off because it was making noises. But I appreciate you holding me accountable. This is part of the women's role is to just constantly fucking try to trigger the man.
I did not think you like it.
No, but it's a test. I understand this is your job. You're doing your job, and my job is not to get reactive, not to get triggered. My job is to actually receive everything you're saying and be like,
I don't know, because that message yesterday, I was like, ooh, he's spicy.
thank you.
Figure it out. I sent you the email. Okay.
It was not in that tone.
A little bit.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes we need that.
Yeah, we do.
You know?
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
need that. I like it.
Yeah,
Turn
exactly.
me on. I like it. It's okay.
It's like the multidimensional aspects of ourselves.
Yeah, you see?
This has been such a roller coaster. This conversation.
whole
Angela.
conversation,
No,
yeah.
but we were talking about this, right? I'll go to a Shabbat dinner. I'll go to a Jewish event. Literally 300 or 400 people, and I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say this. Okay, I'm really not. I'm just
Okay.
being very honest because I do my best to always be honest. There'll literally be 2 to 3 hot girls there, like physically attractive
I
Jews.
heard that before, but I don't agree.
And of course, imagine there's 200 fucking horny Jewish guys, and there's 2 or 3
But
attractive girls.
maybe you're just so customized and used to the slutty Miami look.
No, that's not my look.
You
actually.
sure?
Yeah. I mean, I'm here with you, right?
What it has to do with it? I'm on a podcast. So?
No, but no. I mean, obviously, I have my preferences, but like, that's just my experience.
Okay, so this is what
And
I
I feel
think.
like there's a lot of actually really attractive dudes who are like kind and successful that are Jewish. That's just my experience. I'm friends with them.
So
you know?
I think some Jewish girls have this thing. I'm not. I don't think that way. But clearly, the way I dress, is that they think when they go to like a Shabbat dinner, they have to look more conservative, less makeup, because that's what the guy, I think that's like kind of like the idea they have in their head that the guy looking for, so that's why they kind of like, look a little bit more simple.
Yeah, but simple is beautiful too. Like I'm actually more attracted to simplicity. Like if I think you're cute and you don't need a lot of the external things, like that's amazing, right? Because that's most of our experience together. Like sleeping, like waking up next to you, like you're not just gonna be dolled up all the time, right? So like, yeah.
I get it. That's what I thought. I think that, Jewish women, when they go to Shabbat, they're trying to like look more conservative, more,
I have an idea.
Tell me.
Yo, I have a fucking idea, and Connie's gonna help us execute this.
Okay.
Yo, I think so. Danny, obviously, she's a close friend who's been crushing it with all like the Jewish.
Yeah,
Shabbat.
I went to like twice to her events.
Did you have a good experience? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know her. I don't know.
So I think we could actually organize a really dope event.
Like hot people only?
Yeah. No, but like you can't say, no. It's not hot people only, but like it will be very intentional with who we let in terms of just like their energy. That for me is the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's why for my whole adult life, I was completely disconnected from Judaism because I never had a rabbi or teacher that I actually connected to on a spiritual level. It was like, saying prayers and blessings and all of these things, but I wanted more.
Yeah,
that's
you need
why
a good teacher.
That's why I went on my own journey. I mean, it took me literally, deep, dark nights of the soul in Peru, ayahuasca, mushrooms, psychedelics. That's been a big part of my spiritual journey. And only recently in the last year, 18 months, I've reconnected with Judaism because I connected with rabbis and teachers that had a more spiritual essence to them. And they actually, like, I just felt such a deep connection to them. You know what I mean?
Wait, Jeremy. I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever dated a Jewish or Israeli girl?
Yeah. Yes, I for sure have dated a Jewish girl. I've definitely dated, let me see, Israeli.
Have you ever dated Israeli? Because I'm Israeli. We're a little more spicy.
Yeah, I've hooked up with some Israeli girls, but I've never dated one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So that was the experience.
What was the experience?
Just hooking up. You never dated an actual Israeli woman.
Like dated, like we're in a committed relationship dated?
Like you're dating. It doesn't have, yeah, I guess you can say that.
Yeah, Israeli women are interesting. They're a very interesting bunch.
So I know you're going to Israel soon. Are you excited?
That's one of my intentions, to meet my wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
So last time I was in Israel, I was in a relationship with someone. So I was obviously in a relationship, so I wasn't really exploring that other dimension. So I'm excited to just go with like a clean slate and just, Tel Aviv is just very special.
It's amazing.
It's a very special place. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. 2025 is already like a crazy year in the first month. I feel like there's been so many highs and changes, at least for me personally, business-wise. And I'm like, yo, this year's about to be fucking wild. I need a seatbelt.
Oh, it is.
I need to buckle up for this shit. It's going to be a wild ride. But what else did we not talk about that you want to share? I feel like now you're finally like fully opened up and now you have to leave. It's kind of shitty. I'm going to call your doctor and say like,
oh my God.
can we push it back 30 minutes?
I don't think so. But go ahead. But ask me. I'm here.
Well, no, I've dominated the whole conversation, I feel like.
I love it.
It's
I
amazing.
finally let you do it. So take over.
Well, no.
Grab the strap. I don't know.
What are some things,
Just
are there
kidding.
any things that...
He didn't even catch that.
What, with the strap?
Anyways, keep going. Yeah, so what questions do you have?
Well, I don't necessarily have questions, but my question was literally like, what is something maybe that's coming up for you that we haven't talked about that you would like to touch on before we conclude?
Ooh, come see me at the medspa. Hey.
Yeah. Plug your stuff.
Perfection Plastic Surgery and Med Spa. On social media, it's BH, which you know why BH. BH Perfection Med Spa. And yeah, come see us. I also have a location in Las Vegas. And we're the best of the best. 100%.
The best in the world. If you want a bigger dick, nicer tits, a bigger ass, thicker lips, if you want to just look better and feel more confident in your own skin, and you just want to do so in a more holistic way, all jokes aside, please, please, please hit the link in the description. Hit up Angela. Is there any special offer that we can potentially give?
Oh, that's a good one.
We can think of something. By the time this gets live, we'll have something.
Okay.
Cool.
100%.
Maybe they can get like a hug from you if they come in.
Oh, wow. You're requiring a lot. A little bit too much right now.
A little too much?
Yeah, it's a little too much. I'm just kidding. Yeah, a little too much.
Wow.
I don't hug people like that. I'm not on mushrooms.
This is amazing.
Yet. I'm not on mushrooms yet.
I want to get these people's reaction right now. Like, I love that.
Oh my God.
This has been such, honestly, I'm so grateful that we.
Oh, and you did ask me about if I ever done mushrooms.
Yeah.
So I done once.
Okay.
I go to the moon parties and I love it. I go every month with my best friend, and she made me take a little chocolate, and like it was a great experience. I freaked out in the beginning because I needed to be in control, and then I kind of let go, and then like the waves turned into like like blue, like light blue. It was cute.
Do you know how much you took?
No, like a cube or two. I don't know.
A cube.
Like chocolate, like.
I know, but like all chocolate's different doses.
I don't know. What do I want to ask you? I already asked him if he dated a Jewish girl.
Yeah.
Do you want to get dick enhancement?
I'm good right now.
Okay. You feel confident. Confident is the key.
Yeah.
To
Is there a
success.
special discount?
Yeah, of course, for you.
What about 2 for 1 special if I come with Santiago?
Oh, I think Santiago got it. I think Santiago is just fine.
Damn. I feel attacked.
No, I'm just joking.
Is that really what you wanted to ask me? That's the question.
No, but yeah, just one of the questions if you
I
wanted
feel
to
like
come.
you've probably seen so many dicks in your life.
I did. All kinds.
Because you're in there with them?
Yeah, I assist the doctor. Yeah, so one thing about me, I'm very hands-on everything. I'm also in nursing school, so I love that shit. So yeah.
That's crazy. That's also kind of like...
Yeah, I think like the guys never expect me to walk in the room, and then here I am, and handing out the instruments, and they're like, "Fuck,"
Yeah, that would be. I'm just like picturing myself in that experience with you.
I even offer to hold their hand sometime. See, I don't give hugs, but I hold hand.
This is a very interesting place to end a podcast. Right?
Just in case.
Can you guys make sure, Connie, can you make sure to get some good B-roll before we end and some photos if you didn't already?
Stay position.
What?
I want to...
You blink a lot, but we all do. But
Okay.
lashes, I don't want.
So keep my eyes open.
Don't fucking... Oh, that's actually a really interesting thing you said. So one of the most common things people will tell me is like from videos, they're like, bro, you never blink. And
Wow, I just noticed that. You
here's
really
the thing.
don't.
Blinking is a sign of weakness. Because when you're blinking, you have no idea what could happen. You could get attacked.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So this is why I don't blink. This is how I've trained my body not to blink. All right?
No, I think you're just high.
So, see?
And I saw you put eye drops. I don't have eye drops. My eyes will get dry if I don't blink.
This is the... See the accusations, I must be high. This is so common. Anyways.
I heard the spot. Got it.
You triggered me.
I triggered you.
Okay, no, in all seriousness though. So, obviously.
Why you don't
blinking-
blink?
No, I blink. I can blink, right? Blinking is normal. It's human, right? You're supposed to be blinking. However,
I'm about to cry because I'm trying not to blink.
one of the reasons why you'll rarely see me blinking in videos is because I'm extremely focused, present, and in flow state. So there's a direct correlation between blinking and fatigue and tiredness. When someone's tired and fatigued, you'll see them start to blink more. But I'm energized AF. Like I am on one, completely natural, by the way. I'm not on any substances.
Tell us what's in that drink.
And that's why you'll rarely see me blink. What's in this drink is
Yes.
my urine. Have you heard of urine therapy? We'll save that for next
I'm so
episode.
happy you did not offer me any. Thanks.
No, I'll save the other stuff for you. I got you.
Wow. That's exciting.
There's so many good nutrients. Can we just, before we end, look at how beautiful you look on this screen. Like obviously you're beautiful, right?
thank
Look
you.
at that.
Yeah, you too.
Damn.
Thank
What a
you.
vibe.
Thank
Did we get some
you.
good stuff? You guys got it? Connie, you're good? Did you get some of Angela laughing and smiling?
I know where to mean.
All right,
Yeah.
perfect. All
I
right,
didn't get great ones of you alone.
So I don't look so intimidating, guys. Okay.
what's that?
I didn't get super great ones of you alone.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I don't matter.
I think I am more important in this conversation.
Yeah, no, it's important. But yeah, we'll definitely get a pic after. Angela, I just want to acknowledge you for being an absolutely incredible woman in all seriousness. We've had our jokes, we've had our laughs.
Yeah.
This has been such a fun conversation. Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just really grateful, wherever our friendship connection goes, I'm just surrendering. And I'm always going to be here as a friend, as an ally, as someone to support your vision, to be here when shit hits the fan and you just need someone to talk to. I'll always be here.
I love that. Same here. But I will never drink your urine.
That's okay.
It's okay.
But
No.
as long as you stay open.
No,
to the
I'm
possibility.
definitely. No, and I appreciate you bringing me on the podcast. This has been really, really fun.
This has been fucking lit.
Yeah.
What a fun ass way to spend our Friday morning. All right, guys, in all seriousness, the pod is over. Subscribe, like the show, share this shit with a friend. Most importantly, though, can you please follow Angela? She's absolutely magical and she's really hot too. And you'll enjoy her page. Tag us in your Instagram story. Let us know what part of the podcast you enjoyed most. And I can't wait to see y'all next time. Let's get it.
Thank
Peace.
you.
Woo!
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. That was fucking amazing.